Today I want to talk about the dangers of misunderstanding people who live with autoimmune conditions. We live in a world that's completely uninformed about autoimmune conditions because they live in the state of, well, if I didn't have to go through it, it probably doesn't matter. And according to most workplaces, if you're not relatable, you're not a culture fit, then you're automatically done. You're not a part of their community. And even though a lot of them do comply with disabilities, they don't truly understand the people who live with them and what their struggles are. And throughout my life, I faced a massive amount of adversity in the workplace, in the home, in my social circles, and now I'm standing for justice. I'm standing for rights of people of autoimmune conditions. So they're able to feel accepted, acknowledged, and they're able to feel like they're a part of a community instead of isolating themselves with their symptoms. And the unfortunate truth is that it's hard to be relatable when you didn't have to go through the pain. It's hard to show compassion when you never had to deal with the same circumstances. However, it can reach a point of danger. And let me share a story with you. So my father died. He died abruptly walking on the beach, and I found out. I didn't talk to my father. We had scapegoat dynamics in our family, and I was the scapegoat. So I was the one that was totally thrown out, and I had a sister who was the golden child. And in this dynamic, it got so dangerous to the point where my sister tried to destroy me. And this is how she did it. So after my father passed, I was called down to help him and help the family and the members. And my sister knew he had left his inheritance. So she got everyone, all of the relatives, even my own mother, to go against me. And she told my mother that she only had one child, and that was my sister. And she created these smear campaigns of who I was and what they should think of me as. And she told everyone I was a fraud and all these things that were completely negative and not true. And everyone started to believe them, and they all turned against me. I was not invited to my father's funeral. I did not even have the time to grieve over my father. And it came to a point where I was totally thrown out. And that was not only a shock to my body, but it was a shock to my entire nervous system. And after that point, I had these reactions, these panic attacks, anxiety. My whole body was in shock because all the people I thought that cared about me all of a sudden turned against me. And it was 25 against 1. Prior to that, I was completely defrauded by an 80-year-old man when I went to go purchase a home. And he took me for over $250,000. And in this case, he basically took my money, enjoyed his life, and got away with it. And I stood for justice. I fought for justice. I put this man on the news. I put this man in a civil case, a criminal case. I got the Attorney General to stand behind this case. And even then, he was able to get away with his wrongdoing. And when you live with these conditions, nobody cares. Nobody cares that your health is at risk, and they're putting it at risk, and they're not even taking accountability for their action. And this can totally put someone in danger and at risk of developing their condition, developing another condition, and it can totally throw off your body, your brain chemistry, your nervous system, your gut. And I remember going through this. I felt like I was having a heart attack almost every night. And I finally got my mind to come at peace. I finally learned how to master peace in my life despite the chaos around me. But I share this to say that putting somebody with an autoimmune condition at risk of developing another condition because you simply don't understand how serious their condition is not something that is okay. It can actually put that person in danger. And I remember I had to go to the ER about 6 times after this incident. And then nobody was around me to even care and even believe that I was going through something serious. Even the doctors, they gaslighted me. They just said I was under stress and sent me home. And going through these situations, I realized that I'm not the only one suffering. There's many of you suffering in silence, and let's spread the word. Make me visible.